Okay, so today we are doing a tutorial of the Fury Defender knife. It is not a small knife at all. It doesn't seem like anything anybody wants to get injured from. It's you can use it as a multi-tool. You know, they say that these little ridges are right here are just for show, but if you do know what you're doing, you could use it as a notch maker to do traps or whatever. You can also use it as an axe. Now it's supposedly a throwing knife. It has a pretty big weight to it, so it's not the easiest knife, but it's very good balance. I had one of these before, but I left it at my mother's house, and when she was moving, I guess the movers decided to steal it. So this is now the second one I had to buy. The first one wasn't sharpened. This one came sharpened. Usually I like to make my own knives. I'm planning on making something like this with only a bigger blade. Same kind of handle, only the blade is going to be bigger, more extended, which is going to add more weight to it. So, while looking at this knife, I said to myself, you want to get trained by throwing all different types of knives. So it doesn't matter what kind of knife you have. People always doing tutorials about different types of knives, but you have to have more practice with that particular knife. So just because someone throws a knife and doesn't make it and then starts discrediting the knife doesn't mean that the knife is not good. Because maybe in somebody else's hands, the knife could be more proficient. So I'm over here in the Everglades in Florida. You gotta watch out any crocodiles, 1,000-pound crocodiles come out biting you. Also, a lot of poisonous snakes out here. Thank you, Hurricane Andrew, for that. Just in case anybody did not know. Hurricane Andrew, back then, there was a warehouse in Florida, in Homestead, Florida, to be specific. And it breeded all type of snakes. And this Hurricane Andrew came around and tore all of the houses in Florida all apart, including that warehouse. So now Florida has a problem with pythons and certain venomous snakes. Now, not a lot of people have training in all different type of knives. So if everybody does a tutorial about how to throw knives and discredit that knife, it's not just the knife, it's yourself. Every knife has a different weight to it, so it flies through the air totally different. So, having said that, this is a badass knife. As you can see, it's really big. It's not something to play with. So, you just need more practice with it. Because the bigger the knife, the more weight, the more problems handling with the knife. Now you can use this knife in certain different ways, such as chopping or whatever. Now this is a throwing knife, so let's test the throwing knife. All you have to do is handle the knife. Now, there's other knives that are a lot more smaller and more light, and people can throw those better. I train myself to throw knives that are bigger and harder. So that way, when you're going out to the wilderness, you have a big knife that you know you can handle with proficiency. So, as you can see, you can throw it that way. That way, you can throw it underhand Throw it underhand. Makes no difference for me. So, does this knife mean that you are a survivalist? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, no, it does not. It does help you with certain elements. But if you can't build a fire, if you cannot survive out here in the Everglades, then it doesn't make you a survivalist. If you can't build a shelter, doing a tutorial of the Fury Defender knife. And in my book, ladies and gentlemen, the Fury Defender knife is not nothing you want to be playing around with. This is about a 3-inch gap, which means if you get plunged in you, yeah, there goes half your hand, or more than half your hand. I'm sorry. Let me see. Yeah, there goes your hand, buddy. So, the bigger the width, the better it is, because that's where you're making a more bigger incision into the whatever you're hunting, which means the bigger the hole, the more blood pours out. So, in my theory, if you're hunting and a bear is charging you, you can put movies, blades that are custom made for a movie, whatever. If you can't handle that knife proficiency, then what is the point of you using it? So you have to learn how to use whatever tool you have, and you have to learn how to use it with proficiency. Go out and learn. I am here in the Everglades. If a 1,000-pound crocodile came at me right now with this, I wouldn't feel so bad. Even though I know that 1,000-pound crocodile will do some damage, I would have something I can use. Now, if a python came out at me, which we have a lot also down here in the Everglades, that would suck, but therefore, again, I can use this as a throwing knife and cut its head off long before it even gets near me. Now, with a crocodile, that might be an issue due to the fact that their skin are like an armored truck. So there's only one spot to hit them, which is right like on the back of the neck, on the back of the head. So whatever you're hunting, learn how to kill it. And then use a tool that you can use to kill it with proficiency. You're out in the wilderness and a 2,000-pound grizzly bear comes charging at you. Most people would panic, most people will run. Big mistake. Climb a tree. Yeah, they can climb trees too, buddy. But, or better yet, they can take down the tree. So you gotta use your weapons as a tool. Of course, if you have no weapons, no firearms, and you only have a blade, I would recommend the Fury Defender. It is not a toy. For you 14-year-old little kids want to play with this, you cut your hand, you end up claiming disability for the rest of your life. Don't say I didn't warn you. So, first, try playing with the knife in your hand. See how it feels. Find out where the weight is at. Find the balance point. Balance point meaning you can hold it with one finger and it will stay in your hand. So right there, that's the balance point. So as you can see, most of the weight is on the handle because the blade is so damn big and thick that the blade itself weighs a lot. So once you do that, learn how to grab it different ways. Grab it this way. Do an underhand throw. Now, This knife does resemble a little bit as the Tracker knife. Also played in the movie The Haunted with Tommy Lee Jones and Benicio del Toro. So this knife, you can do a lot with it. It is the Fury Defender knife. It's not the Tracker knife, although it does have a little bit of resemblance to it. So you can use the spikes back here for making notches on your traps. Although a lot of people say that they're just there for show, you can actually use it. Now, the fact that it's curved in an angle, you know, makes it a little bit difficult. But you still can use it. It's not a problem. You can use it as an axe. As you can see, I chopped that freaking whole piece off. You can also use it as what it's meant for, as a throwing knife. Now, you can also toss it upside down. Either way, this is a really proficient knife. You can throw it upside down. A little hard to use the camera and throwing it a badass knife. So, but we're gonna, even though it is a little hard to aim with my phone as a cameraman, and with the other hand throw a really badass heavy duty knife, so I'm gonna try an underhand throw, similar towards the movie The Haunted with Benicio del Toro and Tommy Lee Jones. Yes sir, this is a badass knife. Keep in mind that it is not the same knife played in the movie. Very similar, more meaner looking, I think, you know. So you can do tutorials with people all the time, and people talking about, oh, this knife doesn't really is worthless, it's more for show. But that's not the name of the knife. You know, the name of the problem is the individual didn't have enough practice. So when he doesn't use the knife, of course, you know, male egotistic, you know, we want to gain our what's that word called, ego. I'm sorry, I don't have one of those. So, you know, you want to gain your ego, and you blame the knife. Oh, it's a bad knife, I don't know how to throw it, blah 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 blah. Well, with practice, you can come out to the Florida Everglades and practice all you want. So, like I said, it works for underhand throws, works for overhead throws. It's a little hard to throw a knife and aim with the phone as a cameraman. If I had somebody here filming me, it would be a lot more easier. Great, now I got all these little pricky things on my feet. So, underhand. Alright, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Fury Defender knife. Not a toy. Very proficient weapon. You can decredit it all you want, as I just showed you. It's a really good knife. So learn how to use it properly, and you will succeed. Gentlemen, the word for today is proficiency.